And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day here, another week, another edition of the GSL CK, the GSL Champions Korea, week number 2, second edition, featuring Team Classic versus Team Solar. I'm, of course, SI VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the Google chat, and by, of course, everyone else as well. Welcome one and all to something a little bit different here. If you weren't here last week, this is a new format that GSL have been trying out, to the GSL CK, essentially a team league-esque format here. Two teams are drafted upon and they face off against each other in a Pro League format, best of 7, and an all-kill format after that as well. The formats have been changed, have been adjusted. Last week it was Team Hero versus Team Maru, and Team Maru, they barely came out on top. If you remember, Team Maru, they won the Pro League format, Team Hero won the all-kill format. That led into the Super Ace match with Maru barely beating Hero in a crazy base trade. It was a wild final game. It was a wild game, a wild series. Again, it was beautiful. Do check out the VODs as we covered that last week. This week we are here live on Super, of course, with the second edition, this time featuring Team Classic and Team Solar. Let's go, but let's go. So two different teams, and they have just finished picking their teams. They finished drafting. For those that are curious, all the players are coming together here, of course, and the team captains, they begin the night off with a draft to pick their players, to pick their teams, and to bring everything together here. Meanwhile, let's go. Let us catch up on the bracket itself. Also, very quickly, if you want to support the GSL, and if you want to support these endeavors and also the future seasons of GSL, which are around the corner, might I add, Patreon. The GSL Patreon is, of course, available, !GSL in the chat, or, of course, again, the link should be available as well, but Patreon/GSL. GSL is a way to support the events here in Korea, to support the scene, to support events, not just like the regular season of GSL, but even here in the off-season, having these more fun Team League-esque format events as well, which, again, is a blast from the past. It's amazing, it's beautiful. Likewise, big shout to Intel. Intel, of course, they have expressed interest in funding and in supporting more StarCraft events, and they're the main sponsor of last week's edition, this week's edition as well. GSL CK is supported by Intel. So much love to Intel. I do appreciate, as we do have our map order here. Now, as a reminder, this is the initial best of 7 Pro League format. So we have Team Classic, we have Team Solar. Before I get ahead of myself, we do have the teams drafted. So Classic, he did pick first. Classic, he went for Hero. Hero was his first pick. It was a snake draft format, so Classic gets 1 pick. Hero. Solar, he picks 2, going into Maru and Cure. Double Terran for Solar. Then bam, back over to Classic. Classic, he went for ByuN as his next pick, alongside SHIN. So a Terran and a Zerg. Bam, went back over to Solar. Solar, he went for he went for Rogue and Bunny. Then we had a Zoun and SOS for Classic, and Creator for Solar. So in the end, Solar, his team consists of a very heavy Terran lineup with Maru, Cure, and Bunny. He's got 2 Zergs with Solar himself and Rogue, and then Creator as the lone Protoss. Meanwhile, Classic has a heavier Protoss team. Classic with himself, with Hero, with Zoun, and with SOS. 4 Protosses for Classic, with the token Terran and Zerg as ByuN and SHIN. Oh boy, so the teams have been drafted upon, and we are bringing this all together here. Again, you should recognize all these players. Basically, it's the same lineup as last week, except this time, I believe there is no Nightmare. So Nightmare is not available here this week. Last week, we had an odd number of players. This time, even number, 6 and 6. 6 and 6. Here we go. But again, this is going to be the best of 7. We already have our maps predetermined. So game 1 is going to be on Tourmaline, game 2 is on Mothership, game 3 is on Reclamation. Now, if you know anything about StarCraft, you must be thinking to yourself, hold on, what's Reclamation? Is that like a TLMC map? Is that like a new map that's coming around the corner? Reclamation is a 2v2 map. Fun fact, and shout out to GSL, by the way, they asked us if we had any feedback regarding the format and regarding the event after last week. And I did kind of float the idea of potentially mixing in 2v2s, just because 2v2 has been on the rise as of late with the 2v2 circuit that Uthermal's been hosting. Wardy also has been mixing in 2v2s in his Wardy TV Team League. 2v2 in general has been more accepted by the greater StarCraft scene, and a lot of these Korean players have also been playing and competing in 2v2 as well, and so they did actually take some of that feedback, and bam, we got some 2v2 here. Reclamation is a 2v2 map. Likewise, later on down the line, Rust Bucket is also another 2v2 map as well. Oh boy. Before I get ahead of myself though, so game 3 is going to be Reclamation, game 4 is going to be Winter Madness, game 5 on the Old Republic, game 6, if we get there, is going to be on Rust Bucket, that's another 2v2 map, and then the ace match, if we get there, is going to be on 10,000 feet. So we have our upcoming 7 maps. As a reminder, it's a best of 7, which means first to 4. Technically, this might be a 4-0, and we might not get to some of the other maps in the map pool, so fingers crossed we can actually get that far. We can go all the way, we can go the distance, fingers crossed. Also, as a quick reminder, the way that this broadcast works here is that first we have our Pro League format. I should explain it. Pro League format is when you set the matches ahead of time at the beginning of the series. So the teams right now, the team captains, Classic and Solar, right now they are kind of assigning players to each of these maps. And then they're going to be providing those assigned players in that list to the admin, to ByuN, I think, in this case, to ByuN. And then ByuN will be announcing the finalized 1v1 maps or the finalized matchups to the public. So ByuN, I believe, is currently undergoing that process. But of course, neither team knows ahead of time what opponent they're going up against on select map. So they're kind of picking players on specific maps. There are certain maps that favor more macro games. There are certain maps that favor more aggressive builds. Of course, 2v2, you have to assign your 2v2 players and your 2v2 partners as well. So there's a lot of thought that goes into this, and you can even set up some sniper builds as well. You can maybe assume that, okay, Maru's probably going to be placed here. We can either like expand and waste like a quote-unquote like lower tier player and send them out on Maru, or we can try to have like a sniper, like a TVT sniper, or someone that has a specialized build to try to bring Maru down if you're trying to snipe the ace player, for example. Like, there are definitely a lot of strategies that can kind of come into play here in the Pro League format, which I always did appreciate. So yeah, so currently team captains are deciding on their initial players. So we're going to be starting the broadcast off with this best of 7 Pro League format. Then we have the all kill format after that. What is the all kill format? Well, all kill format is, as the name implies, it allows for all kills to occur. It means that you start the initial series with 2 players, the winner stays on, and the loser is eliminated. And the winner stays on until they get knocked out. And it allows for potential all kills. If you were here last week, again, I still recommend the VODs, but Classic, he basically all killed Team Maru. Like, Classic in the all kill format, Classic, he took down Maru, Cure, ByuN, I want to say Zoun, I want to say not quite SOS, but Solar as well. Like, Classic, he took down everyone on Team Maru except for SOS at the time. But that's because SOS, he went down earlier in the series and Classic never had a chance to do so. But Classic, he basically took down the entirety of Team Maru by himself. It was crazy. I think that's why Classic is a team captain this time. He was the ace player for Team Hero last week, and Classic, he popped off. So it allows for that to happen. Of course, it allows for like a really strong player to carry their team in the all kill format. In the Pro League format, it's all about the team unity, and it's all about every matchup, right? Like, everyone has to hold their own, everyone has to carry their weight. You can't just be carried by an ace player. So there are pros and cons. Obviously, I do appreciate Pro League format just because it is more of like a team effort. Meanwhile, the all kill format allows a player to shine, and it can be really exciting as well to see an all kill happen, or to see like a reverse all kill happen, like things of that nature. Like, you can see these kind of big explosive moments, and you can give a bigger limelight to a certain player as well. Or you might even just have a back and forth. That can also happen as well. Also, I should remind everyone that in these constructed best of 7s, and best of 9 is going to be the all kill format, by the way. It's going to be a best of 9. They're all constructed by best of 1s. So again, this is not like the starting map for a best of 3 or anything like that. It's going to be purely best of 1s. And because these are all best of 1s, upsets do occur, and upsets can happen, and that's where sniper builds can come into play as well, right? Like, you can come in with a hyper specialized build and cheese a player out, cheese an otherwise perceived to be greater player out of the series with an all-in, with something cheeky, with something out of left field. That's why I like planning and preparation is king when it comes to Pro League format. This isn't fully Pro League format. For those that remember, for those that watched Pro League back in the day, players would have they would assign their lineups, and players would have, it wasn't a week, I think it was like 5 days. I think players had 5 days to prepare. And that's where the preparation element came into play. You'd have 5 full days to get ready for that one best of 1, and to study that one opponent and prepare a very specific build as well. Here, it's Pro League format in the sense that, you know, they're being assigned their matches, but they don't really have as much time to prepare for their opponent, of course, because we're just now assigning them now. But it does mean that the later your game is, the more time you have to prepare, right? Like for whoever plays on the Old Republic, or for whoever plays on Rust Bucket, for example, like those games are later in the broadcast, later in the series, and you have more time to think and more time to prepare. Meanwhile, looks like we have our finalized players here. They use IRL names. Oh no! Lee Jae-seong versus Kim Do-woo. It looks like it is going to be okay. We have our first matchup here. It is going to be Bunny versus Classic. Okay. Classic. Oh, Classic. A team captain coming out first. The team captain for his own team. He comes out first. He comes out swinging. Meanwhile, Bunny is going to be the starting player for Team Solar. There we go. Here we go. We have our starting players here. It's going to be Classic and Bunny. We already have the starting players for the other matches as well. But I will need some time to translate because they do use their IRL names. So, so I can't. Min Soo Kang. Is that Solar? Hold on. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the man of the hour himself. Let's go. We have the team captain representing Team Classic. It is a Classic. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. Oh, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Solar. It is Bunny. Bunny. Let's go. And here we go. We're jumping into our first game of the series, first game of the broadcast. Once again, if you want to help support this event, you can do so via supporting, of course, shout out to Intel. Shout out to Intel, of course, for supporting the tournament, for sponsoring, for helping to fund, helping to allow for this to even become a reality. So much love to Intel. At the same time, if you want us to help support the GSL, the GSL CK, and GSL adjacent events, you can do so via their Patreon. True. Let's go. Let us go. As we do open up at Classic, Bunny does open up with a more standard opener, going for a Rax Expand, a single gas opener out of Bunny, going for the more economic start. Meanwhile, Classic going to be opening up standard as well. Now, what I will say about Bunny's play in this matchup is that Bunny is hyper aggressive. If you remember, we did see Bunny versus Creator last week, and Bunny just did not give Creator any breathing room. Like Bunny, he was hyper aggressive, hyper assertive, and just very in the face of Creator. I expect to see that here as well. Yes, it is a standard economic opener, but I do expect to see some aggression in the mid game from Bunny, and aggression is favored here on Tourmaline. Remember, Tourmaline is a very small map in the map pool, short rush distance by ground. This is where aggression is going to be favored. It can be very difficult to defend your third base. You can see how open the entrance is here towards that third expansion. Very, very open, very accessible, light, and even more accessible when you knock down those rocks. Likewise, here in between the bases, a very open entrance in between the natural and the third. So it is quite difficult to maintain and to defend at these positions. We'll see if Classic can pull it off, assuming that Bunny's going to be the aggressor. For now, Rax Expand into Factory. Everything's looking normal from the side of Bunny so far. Does check nearby with his Reaper, looking for any kind of proxy gateway shenanigans here. Yeah, checking the third and the fourth locations. Just ensuring everything's okay. Does ensure. Oh, sorry, just making sure audio levels are good. Beautiful. Meanwhile, behind this, we have our take of choice. Twilight Council opener out of Classic, standard opener out of our Korean Protoss. Everything's looking normal, everything's looking standard. Classic does poke out. And just checking the timing of the CC, as there was no Probe Scout. Yeah, there was no Probe Scout earlier, so he confirms that there's a CC on the low ground. Gets eyes on the outlands as well. So far, so good. So far, so good. As again, Blink has begun. Extra gateway is going to be on the way. Oh, that does shade into the mineral line. And gets one SCV. just gets one, gets a scout off, and more importantly confirms that there's a Hellion follow-up. Not a big commitment, of course. He did confirm the extra Marines on the way and the reactor as well. It's just going to be Reaper into Hellion, no big commitment, and Classic is now aware that he doesn't have to be too careful back at home to defend. So for now he's fully rolling up. We have 2 gateways on low ground. It looks like 3 gate blink. Yep, 3 gate blink Stalker. A very safe way to play. We should be seeing a Robo soon. We'll see if we decide to skip that tech structure and go straight for the expand. Very intentional target firing there out of Classic, focusing down the Hellion, dealing more permanent damage. More permanent damage. This bunny is going to be zoned away. Back, gonna be zoned away. Reaper, attempts and doesn't quite scout. So there is a, sorry, I have to apologize for missing this earlier, but there was a Robo here on the low ground. So again, 3 gate blink into a Robo. Very, very safe play here by Classic into a later 3rd expansion. Meanwhile, Bunny back at home building up, and interesting. I was curious where the gas was being spent in towards early tank production into Cloak Banshee. Okay, so Cloak Banshees are amassing. Currently, I believe Classic is unaware. Yep, he has not scouted the main base, so Classic is in the dark. I believe Classic, he has no sentry either. Yep, no sentry, no hallucination, no scout across the map, not yet. So there is the Observer at least, and the Observer is on the way. The Observer making its way into the main. We'll see if Bunny can react in time. The Banshee gets scouted. Yeah, it does scout the Banshee. And Cloak did finish researching, but I believe there's only... Okay, there are 2. There are 2 Banshees. 1 into the main. Cloak is activated. The Observer's across the map. There's only 1 Observer currently, but another one is about to pop out. And we're killing probes. Can 2-shot, getting 1, 2, 3 probe kills. Decent damage so far. Stalkers, they respawn. The Banshee has to get the hell out of here. Is gonna get caught out. Massive blink. Only 3. Only 3. Meanwhile, second Banshee towards the natural. Can we get even more damage done? Getting up to 4. 5. 4. 4 probes. It's okay damage, but this is better for Classic. Much better for Classic here. That was 2 Banshees and Cloak research for only 4 worker kills. If we had kept one of the Banshees alive, different story, because you can always go back in and you can at least keep supply back at home, right? You can just type some supply and force like 3, 4, 5 Stalkers to stay at home to defend. But now there's nothing to keep Classic back. He's moving out. And Bunny's in a rough position. The Banshees in the end, they were not worth it. Not quite going for the dive. Now, the one advantage of the Banshee play is that it did force Classic back home. So it allowed Bunny to expand. Otherwise, his 3rd base would be even more delayed. But he is taking a 3rd. He's expanding, building up into the mid-game. Bunny breaking out on the right-hand side. So far, unscouted. There we go, dropping in towards the main. We can see Classic, he does now get in position, but it's too late. Stalker's here to scout, but the Banshees, sorry, the drops have already gone past. They've already gone past. Menami moves out, and Classic should recognize that this army is looking a little bit small. There we go, we have plenty of Zelts here at the 3rd location. But what about the main? Yeah, the main base is exposed. Recall, I mean, there's no energy for a recall, not yet. Bunny's pushing, distracting. Here comes a drop into the mineral line. Yeah, so far, nice drop. Oh my god, a massive storm on the Marines. The Marines do go down. And Classic is giving chase at the same time, though. The mineral line is falling. 13 probe kills. And nice damage so far here by Bunny. Getting up to 15 probes. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, 15 workers go down. This arm is going to be cleaned up. And across the map, Classic kind of keep pushing. The tanks got away. If they were caught out, then Classic could actually commit. And he's going for it anyway. There's not much of him to defend. Bunny forced to lift up his CC. Again, that was some nice damage there by Bunny. What about that counterattack? Okay, Zealot drop into the bases. Bunny, he's fully walling up here at the natural, getting his depots, getting his bunker, sieging up his tanks, and just giving up on his 3rd. Yeah, just gives up on the 3rd base. Bunny knows he cannot defend. So very mature decision here by Bunny. Very mature. Ghosts are building up. Whew, and as it all settles, on the one hand, Bunny did amazing damage, right? Bunny, he killed an entire mineral line. 19 probes have gone down this game. Very nice damage, that is true. But at the same time, he is stuck on 2 bases. And Classic is rebuilding. He is recovering as we speak. Now, the pressure is still on Classic to find some more damage. Turret does zone away. Nice placement here by Bunny. Oh. He's hunting for the prism. Doesn't quite find it. And not quite. Bunny now establishing his third. Now, what's scary here is that Classic, because he had to reprobe, what is hurting him the most, no fourth. No fourth expansion. Bunny's getting his own third base fully saturated, and Bunny now has the economic lead. Oh, nice EMP. EMP goes off. Does he catch the prism? He does not. There's storms. They don't quite connect, though. Boys are being pulled. We still have plenty of storms. Yeah, storms not coming in. But are there enough zealots? Yeah, there are enough chargers here. We have maybe 1, maybe 2 more storms. Ooh, massive tank shot here on the High Templar. Nice target firing at a Bunny. And Bunny should barely hold on. Does barely hold. It does cost him both tanks. Does cost him 12 SCVs. But he can give chase. Hunts down all the High Templar. Hunts down the Templar. Again, Classic, he barely did not have enough zealots. We're getting messy. We're getting very, very messy here. Bunny does have the stronger army. He does have the scarier force to work with. Did lose a little workers. That is helping Classic because his 4th base is so delayed. But the army is still heavily in favor of Bunny. Classic just now throwing down the Bay. And no Bay, no Colossus. Things looking rough here for now Classic. As you mentioned, that economic damage earlier did have a did have a snowball effect here. A knock-on effect. That's good. There we go. Great Classic, he was desperate for damage and he just did not do enough. And Bunny's moving out. If Bunny gives Classic time, then Classic can build up Colossi and try to stabilize. But Bunny should soon be pushing. Just waiting for an extra round. Scans, spots the 4th base. Does spot the 4th. In a head-on fight, Bunny still has a terrifying composition. This is the army for Classic. We have the first Colossus on the way. Second Robo's on the way as well. Again, Classic, he needs time. He needs time. Catching at the Observer. The Observer gets caught. Storm coming in. As now we have the first Colossus. First Colossus has arrived. I still do favor Bunny's army. It's all about the storms just buying time. Just buying time for extra Colossus. The Viking count only at 6. So a heavy Colossus count can still work here. Shows his EMPs. Ooh, EMP does land. Cashing out 1 Templar. There's 5 in total. Once again, EMP zoning away. So does the Storm. And there's 2 more Storms with the army. 2 more Storms available. There's 1 High Templar in the War Prism. So it's going to be 3 Storms at least. Colossus have arrived. Okay, Classic, he bought enough time. He's maxed. Classic, he maxed out. And Bunny, did he take too long? Did he take too long here? Now pushing in. Getting the first Colossus. Here comes the Flanking Storm. Oh my god. Prism goes down. Decent Storm. Yeah, Storm does zone away. Vikings, they get 1 Colossus. They get 2. 1 Colossus left. But no more Vikings. Yeah, no more Vikings. As Vikings are being hunted down. Nice mine shots. Nice mine connections. There's 1 Colossus left standing, but no Storm. Bunny's being forced back. He's being forced back. And again, I do feel like there was a big window where he could have pushed out, and he has missed that window. The window closed. The window did close. Classic got his 3 Colossus. Behind this, rebuilding, remaxing. Still on 3 Colossi. And remember, Bunny, his Viking count was reset. He's down to 2. Down to only 2 Vikings. The Colossus, they hold their own. Getting a 4th Colossus, actually. Gee. Oh, God. And Classic has stabilized. He hasn't stabilized. It's built back up. He's also coming in for their run by. Catching a couple of SCVs, distracting Bunny. Main army moves in. Bunny has a double drop on the south side, which means he has a little bit less to defend. He's going for the economy, going for the southern base, but here comes Classic with a massive army, kills the CC. Yeah, takes down the expansion. No energy for a recall, and we just keep pushing. Yeah, Classic's just going to keep on going. He wants to go for the kill. He wants to go for the throat. High Templar, they're clumping up. And they got to be careful. Another zoning storm. The army cannot push in. Zell's taken into the mineral line. Oh, does go through the storm. And with all these storms, how does the Terran army engage? He's trying. Oh, gosh. Another storm. No connections, but just buying time. Just buying time as buildings are going down at the same time. Bunny also gets a mineral line. Better storm. And I think there's 2, soon to be 3. Yeah, 3 storms left. Has our defensive warpins, double drop into the main. Classic, he warped in at his 3rd. Nice storm of the Vikings. First Colossus goes down, nice pick up. Gets 1 Colossus, the other 2 are exposed. Ooh, forcing out another storm. We're getting messy. Getting very messy here in the Colossus, they're going down one after the other. There's 0 Colossus left, but GG gets called as the army is overrun, and Classic, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Classic does take a lead in the series. Again, Bunny had a really strong mid game. Bunny killing the economy, dropping into the main base, killing all those probes. Bunny had a really strong start. He was up in army supply. He had the higher quality army as well. But he waited. He waited a little bit too long. Because he waited, he allowed Classic to build up his 2nd and 3rd Colossus and also max out. By the time the Bunny pushed across the map, even though he was up 20-30 army supply, Classic maxed. He maxed out by the time he got across the map. Again, he waited a little bit too long, was maybe a little bit too concerned, maybe didn't realize how far ahead he was after the engage earlier, and GG. GG, well played. With that, Classic takes a lead for his team, takes a lead for himself. He does lead the charge. Let's go. Does take the lead here as we are getting ready for our next matchup. Ooh, okay, let's quickly catch up on the brackets. Okay. So Classic takes down Bunny in the first game. Up next, we have ByuN versus Solar. Here we go. Solar, the team captain himself, is coming out in the next match, followed by, we do have our 2v2 duo here. It's going to be Hero and SHIN as the duo up against Solar and Maru. Okay. It's interesting pairing. I don't think we've seen that pairing before. Meanwhile, we then have Hero up next versus Rogue, just filling out the lineups. So Hero versus Rogue, Winter Madness. Old Republic is going to be Zoun versus... Oh, it's the rematch. Not again. It's going to be Zoun versus Maru. We saw that last week as well in the all-kill format, if you recall. And game 6 is going to be another 2v2, is going to be SHIN and SOS. Oh, SHIN and SOS. Bearing in mind that the 2v2 duo cannot repeat, so we have to have a different duo. So that's why we don't have SHIN and Hero again. It's going to be SHIN and SOS and Cure and Creator. Okay. So these are our lineups here for the best of 7. We have a confirmed Pro League format, Pro League set, Pro League lineup. And here we go. We have game number 2. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. The South Korean Terran representing his boy, representing Team Classic. It is ByuN. And he's up against the captain, spawning in the bottom side of Mothership. We have the captain himself representing Team Solar. It's a South Korean Zerg. It is Solar. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Just catching up, baby. Just catching up. We're just making sure we have everything set up. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2 here, and we are welcoming us into Mothership. Mothership is a 3-player spawn map, so we have 3 possible spawn locations. Solar, he does send his first Overlord to the top left, so a lucky scout for Solar. He will see ByuN early. Meanwhile, what is ByuN going for? CC first. It's very, very common because the map is so large, and because there's an RNG chance to be scouted late, we do often see CC first out of Terran players. So Hyper Greed out of ByuN, cutting corners, going to be skipping his SCV scout as well, and most likely skipping his Reaper, going CC first into Marine. So Hyper Greed out of ByuN. We might see Solar respond and react to this with an early Roach Warren and an early Roach Rush. There is a chance here just because there's no scouting, right? Scouting is very, very late for ByuN by going for this kind of build and going for this kind of opener. So the Zerg player, if they have some time to do so, they can respond with an all-in themselves. As Solar does poke up. And I believe Solar will see ByuN. I believe ByuN will not see Solar. Yeah, due to the pillar. Oh. Solar, he does edge a little bit closer, does confirm, and yeah, as you can see here, the Overlord spots a CC, and ByuN. Oh, okay. For a moment, I thought it was gonna, I thought it was gonna float over. It was crazy. But Solar, upon seeing the timing of the CC, he knows it will CC first. Like, he's fully aware it was a faster command center. ByuN going to his own 1-1 setup, and Solar's just droning. Solar just droning, getting a 3rd expansion. There is no early Roach Warren. As you can see here, he pulls out of gas. So he pulls out of gas, only link speed is on the way, standard follow-up out of Solar. Nothing aggressive, nothing wild. Nothing crazy. As initial Zergling does poke in. Doesn't see anything up the ramp. And behind this, oh, a 1-1-1. Okay, we have a greedy start into an aggressive follow-up. Now, we have seen ByuN embrace mech in the past, so there is potential for a second factory. For now, though, 1-1-1, this can lead into faster Banshee play, into more committed Hellion play as well. This feels like a Hellbat push, especially because we're actually committing into Reacted Marine. Interesting. So we're continuing Reacted Marine. Typically, we would add-on swap into Reacted Hellion, so we're going to have a slightly higher Marine count than normal, and we can go for an early drop with the early medevac. Yep, early medevac, early drop. With this, the goal should be to hunt down Overlords. Hunt down Overlords, deny vision, deny scouting, and hide what comes next. That's why we did mention that it's possible that we could even see mech here. We have seen that before at a ByuN, so we'll see what the follow-up is going to be. Either a 3rd CC, second factory, or extra Raxes. As ByuN should be denying vision. Solar, he has the Overlord here on the top side. Did maneuver over. Did maneuver. For now, going for the 3rd CC. So going for that 3rd command center. Is delayed, of course, but on the way nonetheless. Drop is moving out. Oh, going for the Liberator follow-up. Okay. Let's go for Liberator into add-on swap into Stim. So it is going to be ByuN. ByuN is confirmed. Double eBay as well. And double upgrades. Marines, they move their way in. And can we get a queen? I mentioned it was about hunting down Overlords, but alas, there was no Overlord in sight. Lings are keeping up, and Solar does defend. So far, so good. Oh, as ByuN does find the tumor. Behind this, Solar, he does go lair first. Lair first into Evo chambers, into +1 melee. Lings, they do clean this up. At the same time, Hellions, they bust into the 3rd. Drones are lining up. Oh no! Yeah, drones are lining up, and so far, no major damage here. 2 drones go down. That could have been so much worse. But nice damage nonetheless. Better movement out of Solar, catching out one of the Hellions. Just the one. Just the one. Second Hellion does go down though. Nice cleanup out of Solar. Claiming his 4th base, and I'm curious to see how aggressive ByuN is going to be. I mean, he's already being aggressive with the initial 1-1-1. Now Liberator into the main. Drops is still being active, and we'll keep an eye on the Rax count of ByuN. We'll see if he does build up into a 4th or not. Again, at the best of 1, anything can happen. As the Liberator does hunt down an Overlord, supply blocking Solar for a moment. We have Solar building up into his own Lingbane Hydra. Oh, range upgrades, not melee. Solar has been very fond of these 3-base Hydra all-ins. I'm curious if that's the plan here as well. This can more seamlessly transition into Lurkers just because of the range upgrades, but it's going to be a much more Hydra-heavy composition. The downside is late Baneling Nest, right? The Baneling Nest is late because of the early Hydras. That means that this Bio army can have more success here. There's no Banelings to be worried about. Has no concern for Banelings. Marines, they threaten the Queens. And here comes the main push. Interesting that we did see ByuN switch into faster Widowmines instead of tanks. Typically against a more Hydra-heavy composition, tanks are more efficient. They are stronger. Widowmines are more ideal against Lingbane. But we'll see how ByuN handles himself. As ByuN, I'm sure, like us, is aware that Hydras are also, the Solar has been a lot more fond of Hydra heavy play in recent months. Hydras are revealed, cashing out the Overlord, setting up that Liberator, catching out 3 drones, not bad. Mining is being denied. Trying to bait at the mine shots, trying to. Baits out 1. Yeah, baits out 1. Liberator is still posing a bit of a threat here, catching out a Queen. Yeah, getting 1, getting... Oh, almost 2. Oh my god. Very close. Very close, very clutch. Mine shot going off, diving on top of the Hydras here. The Marines, they do trade well. And then he backs off. He backs off, he pulls out. Again, just not enough bio here to break through those Hydras. But it did take down 7. 7 Hydras went down, so still a better trade for ByuN. More efficient, I should say. And ByuN is still committing tier to mass Widowmine. Okay. It's out by a mine. As ByuN is veering off. Again, creep is still quite limited here for Solar. Mainly connecting his bases. But a lot of creep is receding. As Marines that don't quite make it into the mineral line, but again, Solar, he's spread thin. He's spread thin in between the bases. Now taking a 5th expansion on the left-hand side. Solar trying to split up his army. Oh. Catching at the drop. Not bad. At the same time, Lingbane is in position. We'll see how ByuN reacts. Ooh, first mine goes down. And so do the others. Yeah, not a single mine shot connects. Nice cleanup here by Solar. Very nice cleanup. Ooh, as the medevacs, they miss rally. 2 medevacs get thrown away. Again, ByuN is slipping up here. Falling apart a little bit at the seams. And Solar, he's maxed. He's maxing out. Now, if you recall, we did actually mention this. Because of the early +1 range, it was indicative of potentially Lurker tech, and there it is. Lurkers are on the way, not Ultras. Ultras have been very common, and we've been very fond of Ultra tech in late game ZVT, but here Solar investing into Lurkers. Now working on +2 range. Vipers have arrived, but they're gathering energy as we speak. The Viper's not ready yet. Again, ByuN is still hyper committed here. It's still just a Marine Widowmine composition. There's no Marauders, there's no Ghosts. He's not ready for Hive Tech. It's a very cheap army that ByuN's been working with. It's very, very cheap. And he needs to get damage as a result of that. Mine's just about to go off. Oof. Decent connections. Oh, as with the Banelings, they likewise do connect with the Bio. Solar, he holds, he defends. And again, if Solar can get into Lurker tech, there's no answer. There is zero answer here. Again, there's just now Marauders just now beginning. So late here for ByuN. And this is by design. Like, again, ByuN going this heavy Marine Widowmine style, it's meant to kill. It's meant to kill early on. And the fact that he wasn't able to deal any critical damage here, it's hurting ByuN in the long run. He's hurting. Oh, nice catch. Catching up 2, almost 3 queens. Okay. No banelings. Wow, no banelings in position. The Marines, they do trade well against the Lings, against the queens as well. At the same time, ByuN breaks another expansion. Solar getting pulled apart. Very nice damage here by ByuN. As we mentioned, he has to do damage. The pressure's on the Terran. And ByuN trades very well. And he's got to keep going. Because here come the lurkers. The lunkers are coming. 7 lunkers back. We do have some liberators on the way. A couple of marauders. Like ByuN slowly transitioning. Ooh, getting caught out there. Yeah, rough trade here for ByuN. I mean, he does pick up Lings. We're going to be forced back. Going to be forced out. Nidus storm into the main base. Solo going for his own counterattack. Collapsing on the ByuN. Catching up the medevacs as well. 2 medevacs going down. Yeah, medevacs are falling. Vipers are gathering energy. Solo here now has momentum. Lurkers, I believe they're in the Nidus. Yeah, they're not with the main army. Speaking of, Nidus does finish. Okay, Nidus on the top side. Another Nidus into the main. Looks like ByuN, he should respond in time. It's keeping up with the Nidus worms. Oh, nice mine shots, okay. Cashing out a couple of workers. We have the Aspire on the way to potentially work towards Broodlords. What's a little bit concerning here is that the lurkers, they've not really come into play in any of these engagements. It's still in the Nidus worms. So we have seen a bit of a shaky defense here from Solar. As ByuN has made the transition out of purely Marine Widowmine into a more heavy Marauder Liberator count. He's gotten there. We have more upgrades on the way. Advanced Ballistics. Neosol Frames. High-Sec Auto Tracking. ByuN getting ready for the late game. Oh. Doesn't quite pick up the Viper. Not quite. Not quite able to. That's why our army does take down the base. Not bad. Gets the expansion. Yeah, nice power bomb. This is a pretty big investment here by ByuN, throwing away 4 full medevacs. We'll see if it's worth it so far. Nah, not worth it. Not worth it at all. The entire drop here is going to go down, at the same time pushing right down mid. Decent setup with the Liberators, but he's prone to getting surrounded. Solar's coming in a little bit too soon. Yeah, he's coming too soon. There's no flank. There's no surround. Solo was premature. Please add the Banelings, Hydras, and the expansion. Better trade for ByuN. We're getting messy. We're getting messy, Pappy. Solo, he has to calm down. Catching out the Liberators. Oh. Catching out the Liberators. I believe so far still no Academy. Yeah, there's no Academy. I said ByuN's still hyperfixated on this more mobile composition. He's got to be careful with these drops. I'll just have to be careful. As he threw away the core drop earlier. Solar still being active. Similarly, Solar, he also hasn't made the full switch yet, like out of this more mobile composition as well. Looking for a way in. Gonna be forced back. Nidus worm into the main. Oh, the Liberators, they stack. Yeah, brutal power bomb here. No, they're still in the power bomb. Getting 2, almost 3. As lurkers, they came into the main this time. Are they getting caught out? Yeah, they're getting caught out. Massive scan. Catching out 1, 2 lurkers. 1 lurker left. Ghost Academy is done. Oh, get out of here. They're waddling away. The lunker, papi. As the backup Nidus does finish. Not sure if there's much in it though. There's more lurkers. Oh, they should not pop out. Yeah, Solar desperately trying to find some damage, but he's being pulled apart. Again, this space, they're just so spread out. It's so big, papi. It's so big. Another expansion falls. 12 drone kills as well. Solar, he cannot keep up. He cannot protect his fringe bases. He's trying. Oh, as he does catch at the Bio. A couple of Marines, a couple of Marauders. ByuN being forced back. A Ghost production has now begun. He's walling up here with more CCs, more planetaries. So we're going for another dive. And you can argue that these Nidus Worms are at least keeping supply busy, right? There's 3 Liberators here in the main and also a couple of Marauders. That's supply that won't be a part of the main fight. So we're moving in. Catching out to 2 more Liberators. Nice abductions. Takes out 2. Catching out another. As the Ghost kind of is getting higher and getting more concerned for Solar. Oh, Ben has to be careful. Pulls away. Oh, we're still going for the Nidus Worms. He's still going, Pap. Solar does catch. Ooh, a couple of medevacs. That's 2 more medevacs going down. Up, ByuN late to react. Yeah, late to react, late to respond. Oof, getting caught out by the banelings. ByuN, he himself is now falling apart a little bit here. Just a little bit too inattentive. As the knife does finish. No major damage though. Solar's trying to move in. Bleeding out some more Hydras. Bane does break through into the mineral lines though. SCVs can go down. Oh, catching the Marines. Oh my god. No splits. Yeah, no splits. No reaction there from ByuN. ByuN gets caught out. And because ByuN's been bleeding out so many Marines and so many medevacs, he has no bank, right? Typically, the Terran player should have a bank by now. But ByuN has not been efficient. Or not as efficient as he otherwise should be. Now we have Solar triple expanding, taking more bases and maintaining his own economy. And in recent times, this has been better for Solar. Has been slightly better. Now this can change if ByuN establishes another base. Solar's now aware. Oof. Brutal mine shot. Brutal mine connection. Solar moving in. He wants that planetary. Gets 1, gets 2 Liberators. Nice abductions. Might barely get a 3rd Liberator. Bailey's to do zone away. But they do not break the expansion. Yeah, the planetary does survive. ByuN is holding on. The Mass Mule Hammer here on the northern base. Oh, awkward rotation. ByuN does pull out. Bearing in mind that these top left-hand base, sorry, top right-hand bases, they're more or less untouched. They're just now only getting saturated. But they're still relatively fresh. Nice mailing connection, catching out a Ghost. Lings ahead for the mineral line, but they do not get in. And again, ByuN is holding on. He holds, he defends. Again, Solar still trying to break through at the same time. Nice drop here by ByuN. Takes out the expansion as well. 6 drones in a base. Doesn't take down top right, but it is imperative here that ByuN denies specifically these 2 expansions, as ByuN can take them later on as his own. Either these bases or these southern bases. The fringe locations. Nice Liberator. That's a kill, not a cancel. Again, Solar out of position, racing on over. Drop back in top right. Denies another base. Can he get into that mineral line? It's close. Yeah, he's so close here. He does make his way in. Lings are trickling forward. Drones are going down. No major damage here, but 12 drone kills nonetheless. Snipes on the Hydras. Has to get out. Ooh. Expensive drop. Yeah, very expensive drop here for ByuN. Does bleed out Ghosts. That was 5 Ghosts falling. Did I say 5? We're going to get more, as here come the Vipers. Oof. Abductions, power bombs, crazy damage. That was a very expensive drop for ByuN. Remember, he has no gas bank. The gas is lacking. Solo he commits. Going for the most crucial mining base for ByuN. Brings it down. ByuN counterattacks. Yeah, it does go for the counterattack, but there are lurkers at home to defend. Yeah, lurkers already. That's going to be 23 ACV kills. 22 SCVs. Hydras, they lunge in. And ByuN is hurting. Losing more CCs. And again, all that ByuN got was a hatchery. Like, this hatchery did not matter as much. ByuN, he needed more damage, but there were lurkers at home to defend. Oh, now we have a couple of infestors. 1 so far. Yeah, 1 infestor. ByuN's running out of money. You can see his 3rd base is fully mined out. His 4th and his 5th also almost mined out as well. ByuN, he needs mining. That's a lot of freedom. After liberation zones. They punish the Ling Bane. Looks like another base goes down, but no, ghosts are falling. We can't afford these losses, Pappy. Yeah, bleeding out more ghosts. Nice setup with the Liberator. Denying some mining, but for the most part, I feel like Solar, he should have this. Like, Solar, he has a massive bank to work with, so he can just keep rallying in, keep catching out units, and keep knocking down bases. Again, this is all that matters. This one expansion, if we can deny mining here, we can win the game. And Solar, he's going for it. Catching out the Liberator. A little bit of a messy fight here from Solar. Doesn't quite break through. And not quite. Solar pulls away. That was a better fight for ByuN. Oh, nice fungal. Catching up 2 ghosts. There aren't many ghosts left. Down to 5. Yeah, still only a handful of ghosts remaining. I was wondering where the Bio Army was, going for a triple drop. You can say, yep, he's out of money in the center base. ByuN, he's broke. He's broke, Pappy. Double drop on the top side. Catching up 4 more drones. Solar collapsing in. Thankfully, ByuN does pull away in time. Nice moves out of ByuN. I was curious what the Vipers were. Vipers are here in the center. Infestor got sniped. ByuN, he needs to expand. He needs a base, Pat. He needs a base. Solo's in position. The lurkers, they burrow in. Solo still mining more resources. You could argue that Solo should be taking these gases, I would agree. So far these gases are untouched. There we go. Solo, he is gas starved. He needs those gases. So far, nice scouting at ByuN. Shows some line shots. Ooh, nice connections. Yeah, the Woodmines, they pop up. They trade very well. ByuN. He's trading well. Ooh, does land a massive fungal though. Yeah, the flanking puzzle power bomb as well. Ay, ay, ay. More fungals are coming in. The burrowed investor. Crazy connection. And now we're collapsing forward. Yeah, now we're pushing him forward. Thor is going down. We have another fungal in the chamber. Oh, does land on the ghost. ByuN barely pulling away. And again, losses that ByuN cannot afford. He's broke. He's out of money, out of steam, out of resources. As ByuN, he might barely hold here, but it's not going to be worth it. And he cannot hold. He cannot hold on. ByuN has been broken. More links are trickling in. Again, ByuN, he has 0 economy, 0 income. He has 3 patches, 4 patches even. Barely an economy. And Sola, the team captain himself. He's doing it. Just like Classic. Classic. Hey, the captain's for a reason, Pappy. True, true. And GG gets called. Solar, he will claim the series. He will claim the game, and he will fight back in the series, putting a point on the board. Whew, GG. GG, well played. We do have a point on the board here for Solar. We're tied up 1-1. Again, Classic winning the first game, and Solar winning the second game here. Does win that second game. GG, well played. Very intense back and forth. As we mentioned, both players were staying on a very kind of, I wouldn't say low economy, but a very cheap army, very mobile compositions. ByuN, he was able to deny some bases for sure, but he was not able to maintain his own. He had a very, very hard time maintaining his bases, and because he kept losing drops, he couldn't really build up his bank either. We saw so many medevacs shut down, so many drops shut down as well. In the end, Solo was still out trading ByuN, and in the end did overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. With that, we are now getting into our 2v2 map. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's catch up on the brackets. Let us switch our scenes over. As you can see, we're currently tied up 1-1. Classic winning the first game, Solo winning the second game, and now we have our 2v2 matchup. It's going to be Hero and Shin up against Solar and Maru. Let's go. Let us go. And again, we have been seeing a lot more 2v2s as of late over the past year of play, especially thanks to Uthermal running his 2v2 circuit. We've been seeing a lot of interest from players like ByuN, players like Ryung, Maru, Hero, Shin as well. A lot of the players here have been getting involved. Bunny, Rogue. Yeah, Bunny and Rogue, they also had a duo at one point, I want to say. But here we have the ex-CJ duo. We have Hero and Shin representing, of course, Team Classic. We have Solar and Maru for Team Solar. Let's go. When it comes to our 2v2 partners, Hero and Shin, they do have experience. They do have practice playing 2v2. Solar does as well, but usually Solar plays with ByuN. Right, usually it's Solar and ByuN, but ByuN is on the other team, right? Solar's typical partner is on the other team. So Solar, instead of playing with Maru, he's very inexperienced in 2v2. It's very, very limited with how much practice Maru has had. I want to say Maru's played a little bit with Solar before, that is true, but less so than with ByuN. So Maru, he might be a bit of a weak link here. We'll see. Bearing in mind that 2v2 has very different builds, very different strategies, a very different kind of approach. as we're going to be loading into Reclamation. Vamonos. We're here to reclaim. Here we go. As looks like we have our players ready and casters as well, about to jump in. Beautiful. Oh, and again, as I mentioned before, the way this format works is that once you have a 2v2 pairing, they can't be used again. That's why we have SHIN and SOS lower towards the end of the series. That's why we also have Cure and Creator also a little bit lower in the series as well. Can't repeat the same duo. Gotta mix it up. It's a team effort, Pappy. It's a team effort. But I'll be honest, this is something that I always wanted out of Pro League, and team leagues in general is 2v2. I mean, shout out to StarCraft Clan Wars. They did incorporate 2v2 back in the day. Unfortunately, like, the environment wasn't really set up or ideal for 2v2s, just because it was so much focused and fixated on the 1v1 aspect. And likewise, 2v2 wasn't the most well established, also because of the resource trading that was available early on. For those that are curious, for Thermal Circuit and for most 2v2 tournaments, including this 2v2 match, we do use a custom mod. What does the custom mod do? The custom mod extends the time it takes to actually trade resources. So typically in StarCraft, if you ladder in 2v2, I want to say at around like 2:20ish, like 2 minutes 20 in, you can start trading resources with your partner. You can start trading resources. Whereas here with the mod, it goes up to 5 minutes, so you cannot trade until 5 minutes, so like an extra like 2.5 minutes of not being able to trade. That stops like these crazy like all-ins. Like there's a lot of like blink-based all-ins where you have one player feed the other, and then one player goes like 2 base 8k blink all-in, for example, things of that nature. Or mass phoenix as well can also be really strong if you feed your opponents or feed your partner. Likewise, heavy muta play as well, like just heavy feeding early on does lead to really aggressive and really quote-unquote like imbalanced, or just some crazy cheeses that kind of goes against the spirit of 2v2. Like, we want both players having equal parts. You don't just want one player being a bank for the other. So that's why this custom mod has recently been made for 2v2 competitive play, just for some context. But here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of Reclamation, we have our XCJ duo here representing Team Classic. We have our Orange Protoss, we have our Red Zerg, we have Hero and SHIN. Repping Team Classic and spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have their opposing duo here. We have the teal Zerg player, we have the blue Terran. Representing Team Solar, we have Maru and Solar. Let's go. Let us go. Again, we are here. We are jumping into game number 3. We're currently tied up 1-1, and we're here to determine who will take a lead in the series, as Hero does a pylon block, and we will be forcing the unnatural natural out of Solar. Solar taking the forward expansion here in the center of Reclamation. Now, when it comes to Reclamation here, this is a map where uniquely we do have separated main bases. This is a little bit more rarer in 2v2. It's very common to share your main in 2v2 to help defend, but because we are split up here, it does mean that early aggression can be favored to target one player because they're isolated from each other. Likewise, the naturals are shared. So coming into the mid game here, your natural bases are shared. Then you can expand here on the low ground, claiming your third bases, or even expand here on the right hand side as well. There are some unique features. Meanwhile, we do have a heavy one base play out of a Hero, going for a 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of Hero. Meanwhile, SHIN going hatch gas pool. Spotting the Overlord. He wants to shut it down. Overlord is spotted. SHIN does ping on the right hand side. Interesting. Oh, are we going for a one base all in? Are we going for a proxy? I mean, yeah, the SHIN, because this Overlord, he knows that there's nothing to scout. So here he's hiding that worker, and Hero is going most likely for a proxy gateway for a 1-base all-in. Oh no, sorry, he's scouting. Wait, what? Ah, there we go. He's setting up with the center. Maru scouts. Yeah, Maru, he comes in, he does scout, he does shut down their proxy. Ay. Hero with some shenanigans again, still no expansion out of Hero. And of course, Solar confirms. Solar, he confirms with the Overlord, there is no base, there is no expansion. Hero's still playing 1 base. Maru back at home is going for his own 2-1-1 opener. Racks into factory into second racks. Unique variation of 2-1-1. But basically, Maru's going for a delayed third CC and delayed starport. Pylon is cancelled. Bailey Nest on the way for Solar. Bailey Nest on the way for SHIN. SHIN is going for a Ling Bane all-in. He's going for the all-in. But again, Hero's reinforcements are late. The Pylon is late. The gateways are late. It's all or nothing. The CJ boys, they're here. They're here. They get us around. Ooh, nice round on the Spine Crawler. Spine Crawler will fall. The Queen is exposed. And what is it from Maru, by the way? Maru, he's got a bunker on the high ground. Yeah, Maru, he has 1 Marine. He has 1 Reaper. Maru, wait, he made no Hellions. No shot. Maru, he went straight for the Tech Lab, so no reactive Hellion production, so he has less to defend against the Ling Bane. He's getting in the 1 tank, but it's so delayed. Yeah, Maru, he's so delayed when it comes to his army. Bailey's able to in. Ooh, they crash into the bunker. 1 good Bailey connection out of Solar. Oh, but the last Bailey is shut down. Solar collapsing with his Lings. Where's the Ling Bane for SHIN? He needs more. Again, SHIN's Banelings will called out. Solar and Maru, they're holding. We have, what, 2 more Banelings on the way. Banelings are rallying in. Bearing in mind that, remember, this expansion was natural, so Solar, he's now on 1 base larva. So Solar, he has very limited larva. Oh, don't want to waste the Banelings. Don't want to waste them. As now we have 2 tanks on the high ground. Massive tank shots. Diving on the tanks, gonna get them. Oh, gets 1. 1 tank goes down. The other tank does 4. Nice Bailey connection from Solar. But the Stalkers, yeah, the Stalkers, they hold their own. And with that, the ex-CJ team, Team Classic, they're breaking through. They're breaking through. They break the natural. Again, Maru was being so greedy, going racks into factory, into tank production. Because that, he had very little to help defend. He had very little army. Very little to work with. Oof. Bailey gets picked up. But the Queen did go down. More Bailey's fishing. Oh no! Oh god! Yeah, late reaction there by SHIN. Oh, but the massive connection. And with that, Team Hero, Team Classic, Hero and SHIN, they're doing it. They're doing it. They're breaking into the main. They're breaking Maru. Oof. Their Bailey's, they go up. They shut down the SCVs. There's 3 Marines left. Down to 2. The tank pops. Okay, tank pops out. True. Tank does pop. But it costs Maru everything. Maru, he's down to how many SCVs are left? 1. 1 SCV remaining. No, the final tank. No. The tank goes down. And again, Maru, he's out of it. Maru, at this point, he's out of it. It's only Solar remaining. He's got 1 Spine Crawl on the low ground. He's like, don't worry, Maru, I got you. I got you. Copium. GG. GG gets called. And Hero and SHIN, they do take a lead for Team Classic. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, winding it back a little bit here when it comes to the game itself. They scouted. Like, again, the Overlord for Solar did scout the lack of expansion, and Maru scouted the attempted proxy pylon in the center of the map. They saw everything they needed to confirm the all-in, but there are a couple things working against them. 1, the unnatural natural. From the beginning, Solar, he expanded on the low ground, so Solar, he had to defend that location to actually have some production, and that made for an easier all-in, right? Defending that low ground was going to be nigh impossible. Nigh impossible for both Maru and Solar. So just a really, really rough position there to try to defend that low ground. On top of that, Maru was being greedy. If he had gone into Reacted Hellion, he would have had a much easier time with dealing with the Ling Bane, and then the Ling Bane of Solar will have an easier time dealing with the Stalker Adept army. So rushing into early tanks like that, it was very, very greedy because you're lacking units. You're just lacking units that early on due to the factory production, due to the tank production. In the end, it wasn't worth it. He got 2 tanks and they got focused down immediately. Like, that was the entire goal of the build there there from Maru was to build up that tank count, and he failed to do so. He lost those tanks, and he was that much of a, he had that much less to help defend his teammates to help protect Solar. Yeah, that much less. And with that, GG well played. With that, Hero and Shin, they do take a lead in the series, and let's catch up on the rest of the bracket. Who's up next? Let's go. We have our next pairing here. It's going to be Hero and Rogue. Hero, he's going to stay on here for his team, for Team Classic. And he's up against Rogue on Winter Madness. It looks like our players are asking for a moment, so we're going to give them some time here. So we're going to be coming to a very short break. When we come back, we'll have the remainder of the series. We'll have Hero and Rogue. See you soon. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the first series. Welcome back to the Pro League set here of the GSL CK, the Champions Korea. Welcome back to Team Classic versus Team Solar. We are currently mid-series, of course, and we do currently have a lead for Team Classic, but we'll see if we can bounce back. We'll see if we can tie things up here this morning. In the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg representing his boy. Representing Team Solar, it is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Team Classic. It is a Hero. Let's go. Let us go. And again, if you want to help support the GSL, support this event alongside the regular season as well, you can do so via the GSL Patreon. The Patreon is the place to be to help support the GSL. Running regular leagues, running regular tournaments, and even something special like this, something like the Invitational, or something like the CK. It's a breath of fresh air, especially including the 2v2s. Breath of fresh air. I'm here for it. Ooh, as Rogue, he commits quite hard to try to kill the probe. He fails to do so. That's going to be 3 workers off the mineral line, and the unnatural natural as well. Yeah, shaky start here for Rogue. Also, quick shout out to Intel. The other one. There we go. Shout out to Intel for, of course, sponsoring and supporting the event and supporting StarCraft. Again, we did hear that Intel, they have interest in supporting even more StarCraft events in the future. So really cool to hear. We are, of course, very appreciative. So now we are going to be building up. So our hatch gas pool, link speed is on the way. Rogue is building up into his own standard opener. Zone opener. But again, with a shaky start. Meanwhile, Hero back at home going for his own Stargate. Gate expand into Cybercore into Stargate. Stand to open out of Hero. From here, we can build up into a third base, open up Oracle, but behind that, we'll see what he does hide. Bearing in mind that because of Rogue's early game, it's a little bit shaky, he is vulnerable to aggression, and we could see Hero double down. Could see him double down. Eyes are on Hero. As, oh, it's going to be a Void Ray opener. Okay, so already diverting here. Hero, by going for the Void Ray, the goal is to hunt down Overlords. Hunt down Overlords, deny vision, deny scouting, and make it difficult for Rogue to figure out what's going on. Make it difficult to figure out what's happening. So here comes that Void Ray. Okay, first Earth Lord is going to be hunted down. Behind this, going for the Oracle. Behind this, we can go into a faster Twilight Council, into early Glaives, into early Charge, into early Blink. We can also go for a Fleet Beacon, second Stargate, into a Tempest Rush. We can even go into Carrier Rushes as well. So here he has options. And likewise, Rogue has no idea. Behind this, Rogue going for the early Evo Chamber. This is indicative of +1 melee into Ling Hydra. So standard follow-up at a Rogue. Hero going for the Forge and Twilight Council, standard follow-up, looks like +1 and Blink, but it might be Charge. I do think that Charge will be quite strong here, given the position we're in. There's that melee upgrade, as we did mention. Again, Ling Hydra. Technically, it could be Mutas, but going Ling Muta is quite rare. Often, if you go Mutas, you go with a Roach Warren to make sure you have some ground support and you have a ground switch available. Speaking of, safety Roach Warren, okay. Safety Warren at a Rogue. Does not claim his 4th. We're about to decide our tech of choice. Show us what you got. Is the Blink or Charge? What's it gonna be? We have a bit of a gateway explosion. We have the gas and the minerals for it, by the way. There it is, Blink. It's a little bit late. It is a little bit off time compared to +1. It's a little bit mistimed. But regardless, it's going for a standard follow-up. Now the big sign here is gases. Do we take our gases? Do we go for a higher gateway count? Do we build up into a 3-base all-in? Eyes are on Hero. If he takes his gases, that would be indicative of further tech. That'd be indicative of Storm or Colossus. Meanwhile, that's a lot of gateways. 7 gateways in the main. This looks like a 3-base all-in. We're setting up and we're expecting a proxy 8th gateway. And we might even go up to 9. So hyper aggression out of Hero. So far unscouted due to the Void Ray. Ling's a poke in. Blink is not yet done. But the battery here holds its own. As the Oracles, they find more damage. Yep, Stalkers, they do survive. Did any Stalker die, by the way? 0 losses. No shot. Finally, we might... never mind. Never mind. 26 Ling kills, 1 Queen, 6 drones, 1 Overlord as well. Here he shuts him down. Meanwhile, how many gateways do we have? We're still building up. Still building up extra gates. Getting it to 8. Getting to 8 gateways. There's a forge, a second forge for 1-1 upgrades. Interesting. Remember, Blink was delayed this game. But here comes Hero. Rogue is still trying to stabilize. There's our proxy gateway. Again, as we mentioned, this is a 3-base all-in at a Hero. It's going to be a 9-gate all-in, as it should be a 9th gateway proxied. I say that does expand behind this. Behind the army. But still hyper committed as we're delaying our tech. Ling's aiming for the surround. Nice setup. Oracle's going for stage traps, but that's a little Stalkers going down. That's a little Stalkers falling. Yeah, messy assault here from Hero. Very messy. That was 6 Stalkers going down. That should not have happened. As Hero needs reinforcements. Nice things around. Bearing in mind that we assumed that this was going to be Ling Hydra, there is no Hydra Den. Instead, we have a fast lair into fast Hive. Are we going Ling Ultra? Ling Ultra is a very rare build. It's very old school. We used to see it quite a bit a couple of years ago, back in the Ancient Sister map pool. As things are collapsing, they're going to force around. Yeah, nice setup, nice surround here, and Rogue, he's going to completely shut this down, trading very efficiently. That was another 16 Stalker kills. Hero cannot afford these losses. He cannot afford this, and where are the Zealots? There we go, Zealots now warping in. The Massling is out trading. We have Baneling's morphing in as well. Hive is now done. And remember, Rogue, his goal here, we have Adrenal on the way, but his goal should be Ultras. We'll see if he can get there. We'll see if he needs to. Yeah, Ling's a collapse on the Stalkers. Hero getting caught out. Leading out even more Stalkers. Oh, a better movement here. Okay. Better movement out of Hero. There's that Ultra Cavern. Hero looks like he barely breaks the expansion. It was messy. It's been a very, very, very messy game here from Hero. Losing 19 Stalkers, but he does break the expansion, and has he done it? Has he now done it? He breaks the 4th, now pushing into the 3rd. Rogue does have a backup expansion, true. Setting up for the flank, but not enough Lings. Yeah, not enough Zerglings here. Hero need more reinforcements, need more Zealots. Spains are collapsing in. Breaking through those charge lots. Again, nice spread, nice control. There's just not enough Lings here. Yeah, just not enough reinforcements. The army isn't there. GG gets called, and Hero, he overwhelms. He breaks through. He takes a further lead for Team Classic. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, this was a 9-gate 3-base all-in. There was a 4th base behind it just to keep it going a little bit further here. But again, Rogue had a really nice defense early on. The ability to collapse on those Stalkers, to come in from behind, to get us around. He killed so many Stalkers with purely Ling production. It was impressive. But what killed Rogue in the end? Well, the fact that he was up against an all-in, and the fact that Rogue was taking up into Hive and into Ultra Tech. If instead of investing his gas into the Hive and into Ultras and into the Infestation Pit, if instead of all of that and the Hive upgrades, if instead of that we saw Hydras or even Roaches behind this as the backbone of the Lingbane army, that would have been a cleaner defense. But Rogue was thinking further ahead, right? He was thinking further ahead, he was taking up further into Hive Tech, but he was up against an all-in. So again, it was, despite the strong kind of initial defense, he was being far too greedy, and Hero was that much more committed. GG. GG, well played. So just too much greed there out of Rogue, and Hero did punish. And now we do see that Team Classic are on match point. Team Classic, they need one more game to claim the series here and now. Unamas is all they need, and we'll see. We'll see if they can claim it. As up next, we have a TVP. Zoun for Team Classic, Maru for Team Solar. Oh boy. Here we go. Maru, he is up next. He's here to fight back for his team to put a point on the board. Again, this is going to be a rematch, bearing in mind that Zoun did face off against Maru previously. True. They did play last week, and Zoun, he held his own. Like, I was very, very impressed with Zoun. Did lose the series in the end, did lose the game against Maru. Did lose that best of 1, but he still was able to hold his own, pose a threat, and he didn't look too bad in that game. Didn't look too bad at all. We'll see if he can tighten up and bring it back. We'll see if he can get his revenge this week. Can he get his revenge? There we go. Here we go. We're getting to our next game. We're getting to our next series here, and potentially the final game of this best of 7. Potentially the final game of this Pro League set. As spawning in the right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. Again, his team currently leading the series, by the way. Currently leading that series 3-1, and Unamas, one more game is all he needs for Team Classic. It is Zoun. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. He's up against the wall. He has to fight back here and now for his team to have a chance at the ace match. For Team Solar, it is Maru. Here we go. Here we go as we're getting into our next game, as we're getting into, again, game number 5. Oh boy. Into step 5. We're here on the Old Republic. Old Republic is a larger map of the map, larger map, longer rush distance by ground. As I mentioned previously, Zoun, he did hold his own against Maru in their previous game on Tourmaline. That was last week. Last week in the GSL CK. And Zoun, he was taking a beating, he was taking a bruising, but he was still holding his own, still expanding, still keeping up with Maru. Again, I'm still thinking of a world where if Zoun hadn't taken so much early game damage, he would have overwhelmed Maru, to be fair. but he has to tighten up early on. We need a strong early to mid game here from Zoun. We'll see if he can achieve that. We'll see if he can get there. As our players are opening up. So far, we do have our Rax Expand single gas opener at Maru going for an economic start. Economic start. Economic opener. Likewise, we have Zoun across the map opening up in a standard fashion as well. So nothing crazy, nothing wild. We do see Maru scouting nearby at the proxy location. Remember, Maru, he did go for an economic opener, which means Maru, he skipped the SCV scout and he skipped the Reaper scout as well. So early on, Maru, he's going to be playing blind. That's why he had to check the proxy location just in case. And from here, he can go into Hellions, and Hellions can scout. Otherwise, we could even go for a Widowmine drop, which will also be a way to get some scouting information. There's the add-on swap. Going into Hellions, there we go. So there's going to be a reactor Hellion follow-up, and again, with these Hellions, they're not really built to deal damage. They're built instead to scout, right? To scout, to get a read on what's going on, to try to confirm the tech. Is it Twilight Council? Is it Stargate? Is it Robo? You know, how many gateways? How aggressive? How economic? Let's here come the first two Hellions. First two Hellions do move out. They fan out to scout. There's that Widowmine drop follow-up. Again, all designed for scouting information. Zoun is playing it safe. Opening a blink, and he throws down extra gateways. He's going 3-gate blink with a robo as well. Very safe play out of Zoun. It's meant to be safe. Hallucination does confirm the Widowmine drop. So mentally, Zoun is prepared. Oh, going for... Oh, we're not subbing! Now, this is a style that you must have seen previously. If you've been watching StarCraft over the past couple of months, Maru's been very fond of this, where he starts mine drops and he does not stop mine drops. So we have continued Widowmine production and drop play, more medevacs, more Widowmines. So we have a quad drop and another quad drop on the way. Now, the purpose of this, it is partially about economic damage, but it's also about keeping the Protoss player busy. It allows Maru to expand, get a third, get a fourth base, and build up into the late game. Here comes a mine drop. Widowmines that do drop. Ooh, massive connection here on the Sentry. Sentry goes down. Cashing out 3 probes. Another worker goes down. I believe there's still 1 mine left. Yep, 1 mine in the medevac. Medevac pulls away on 4 HP. And remember, we're not stopping. Oh, actually, my apologies. I thought we were not going to stop, but no. Maru, he is slowing down. He did make an extra pair of Widowmines, but no extra medevac. He's preparing to go for another drop here, but he's now switching into ByuN. So I got ahead of myself. Oh, no, yeah, he did make an extra medevac. He did make an extra medevac and did make extra Widowmines. But I did kind of overstep because I assumed that he was going to continue this, which we have seen before. Here, he's slowing down. So here comes the second Widowmine drop. Disrupting the main. Denying mining time. I mean, that's a lot of lost mining time here. The retard! Oh my god, retarding! 2 more probes! 2 more probes go down. Ay, ay, ay. In total, that's going to be 6 probe kills, 1-to-1 trade. Medevacs, they both do get away. And I believe we're... No, yeah, there we go. Another mine drop. Another mine drop is coming in. But again, in the past, Maru, he would still keep going with even more Widowmines, even more... No, he is. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm not crazy. I had to second guess myself. I was like, oh, he's going to slow down with the mine drops. He's not going for like the mass drop play. Now he is. So we go Hellions back into the main. 2 more Widowmines. Ooh, going for the Stalkers. 6 more probe kills. They're lighting up. No, the probes, they line up. Oh, massive connections here. 9 probes go down. At the same time, Stalkers, they did get some kind of damage across the map, getting 6 SCVs. And as you can see, yep, the mine drops, they continue. Oh, they attempt to. Oh no, Zoun. He knows. Shuts down the medevac. We have more medevacs on the way, more Widowmines on the way as well. Clean the defense here by Zoun. He shuts down the drop ahead of time. Again, Maru's known for this. There's a reason why we called it ahead of time. As he continues mine drop play, it's how he's been playing for the past couple of months. We saw it in the GSL Cup, sorry, in GSL CK. We saw it in Rongi Cup, Little League Cup. But what this is meant to do here is it's meant to give you breathing room. It's meant to allow the Terran player to expand. But so far there is no... Okay, there's a CC. I will say that Maru has lost some momentum. He needs more damage. Oof, Zoun is so quick to react. He's so fast. Oh, the retargeting. Does retarget. Again, the Hellion drop earlier did do some nice damage. Outside of that, nothing major. As we have more drops coming in. Another mine drop. Zoun, we'll see if he reacts in time. Does pull away. Pulls away. Focus down both Widowmines. As we have another mine drop being sent out, and more Widowmine drops. Again, that's the purpose of these Widowmines. As you can see, the army is being refined over time, building up Marauders, building up Ghosts, third TC into a fourth TC. And typically, the Protoss player shouldn't be able to delay or punish any of this because they're busy defending. Because the drops, they just keep coming. I will say that by now, Maru would have been hoping for more damage, though. I will say that. Feedback on the medevac. One would mind. Ooh, goes off. Maru, he breaks out with the main army. Uh-oh. Zoun not quite in position. Zoun does spot this. That was the prism going down. Massive pickup. Zoun rotates. Rotates over. Still a mine drop on the right hand side. I believe we should be setting up for another mine drop. Oh. Once again, nice defense. Catching at the medevac and the Widowmine. And it looks like Solar, he's done with drop play. Looks like we're just going to be consolidating the army, bringing everything together. Pushing down mid. Zoun, he has gotten accustomed here to the drop play of Maru. To get used to it. As Hellion, sorry, as Elsa get in. 5 SCVs going down. Nice rub by. Nice counterattack. And now we're in a really awkward game state where, I mean, Maru, he does establish a 4th base. This is a big moment for him, true. Like, this is a big power spike for the Terran, getting their 4th up and running. 5th base on the way for Zoun. For the most part, Zoun, he's caught up, or he's been able to keep up. This is still a better position for Maru, as typically the Terran player fights quite hard for their 4th base. But here, because of all the drop play and because Zoun's been stuck at home, the 4th base is being established quite easily. Zoun slips into the main. Going for the warp in. At the same time, the main army does break forward. Ooh, does take some mean piece of the face. But it's distracting Maru at the same time. Zelsa going for the upgrades. Okay, +2. +2 is being denied. A drop in towards a 3rd. Yeah, pulling Maru apart. He's being pulled apart, Pappy. Killing more SCVs. This is getting out of hand. He denies the armory upgrade as well. Ship weapons. That means the Colossus are going to be even stronger. Yeah, the Colossus are going uncontested here. 14 dead SCVs. Critical damage Zel to Maru. And Zoun, he can move in. He can start to move in here. So far, he only has 2 Colossus though, building up to 4. Building up to 4 Colossus. Nice snipe here on the center tower. Snipes a ghost. Zoun, he's locked in. Again, after last week, he's had it up. He's had enough. Like, never again, Pappy. Maru didn't even pick me for his team. True, that was the real heartbreaking moment, if you remember last week. Was that even though Maru and Zoun are on this, they're on onside, they're on Team Vitality as well before that, Maru didn't pick Zoun. He didn't pick him for Team Maru. And he's angry. He's upset. Ooh, massive EMP. Jesus. Yeah, massive EMP. Storms are coming in. Nice storm. Yeah, storm does land. Prism is dealt with. Maru, he can now focus on the main push. And Zoun has to be careful. He only has 3 High Templar. How many Vikings? 6. Okay, 6 Vikings versus 4 Colossus. Colossi, they pull away. They gotta respect the Vikings. Ooh, sniping the CC once again. Very nice target firing at a Zoun. Snipes the command center. Rotating back over. High Templar looking a little bit exposed. You can see the Ghost is on the hunt. Ooh. Yeah, the Ghost is denied. Zoun's still trying to break through. EMP lands on 1 High Templar. I'm still concerned with the low Templar count. There's only 3 in total. Like, there's 2 storms left. At least 2. Templar does move in. Gets caught by the EMP. Yeah, 1 Templar left with energy. Nice drop though. Very nice drop. Zalse busts into the natural. Prism into the main. Last week cannot break through the Liberators though. Yeah, Prism goes down to the turrets. That's still another 12 SCV kills. That was nice damage, but there was no follow-up. The army rotates. Getting up to 6 Colossus? Oh, how many Vikings are there? 6. Okay. But that's crazy. That's a heavy... This could be... I feel like Disruptors would be more valuable, to be honest. They'd have a little more value. Getting up to 6 Colossi. And a 3rd Robo, by the way, so you can make 3 Colossus at a time. I'm not entirely convinced. I feel like there's more value in Disruptors at this point, but sure. Oh, as soon as they blink in, they get punished. And crazy blink there by Zoun. High Templar does rally forward, bit of a miss rally. Free High Templar from Maru. And Zoun, he has failed to achieve damage with this. Like, he needs to find more damage. At the same time, he needs his gases as well. The gases are unsaturated. That's why Zoun has no gas. Pull in. There we go. Does pull in. And Maru's perfecting his army. +2 is heavily delayed. Same with +1 ship weapons, but the upgrades are finally finishing. Nice snipe on the Liberator. Gets 1. Gets 1. Picks up a couple of Vikings as well. Again, there's 3 Colossus. You could argue too many. I would agree. I would say it's too many Colossus. There's a lot of like over damage here, a lot of overkill. For Colossus to be this for this amount of Colossus to be effective, you have to spread them out quite heavily. You need to keep them spread. Storm of the Vikings, nice storm. EMP lands on 1. Army does stem in, gets a Colossus. Takes down 1, now going for the other. 2 Colossus go down. Down to 4, and Zoun, he's replacing the Colossus with more Colossus. Like, he's crazy. Let's go more Colossus out of the way. I mean, the Viking count is still low. Stalkers, they try to push in. Oof, rough movement. As another Colossus goes down. These are expensive losses here for Zoun. He just wants more lasers, Pappy. More lasers. Nice rotation. Gets a Liberator. Gets 1. Catches out the Planetary as well. Yeah, Planetary should go down. Better movement out of Zoun. At the same time, a prison drop in towards the natural. Distracting. Oh, Stalkers, they do overextend. Catching out two Liberators. That's a lot of Stalkers falling. We're down to 6 Stalkers. Limited anti-air. Oh no! Down to 5, down to 3. Again, barely any Stalkers remaining. You need those. You need that anti-air to deal with the Vikings. Zoun taking extra gases. Okay, does warp in. Does warp in. Nice rotation. No storm. Again, lack of storms is concerning. As another Colossus falls. Now we've built up to 8 Vikings. Oh, Zel's take it in. Okay. Very nice run by Zel's take it in. 17 SCVs going down. Maru, his defenses back at home have been very rough this game. He's lost how many so far? 79. 79 SCVs. Crazy damage. Down to 3 Colossus. Down to 2. Down to 1. He's gonna lose everything. Yeah, Zowny overextends. He's gonna lose the entire army. Zowny misjudged the fight. That was not the fight to take. He will lose every Colossus. Storm gets caught out. Stalkers, they blink in. And Maru's going for the kill. He's going for the kill. He's going for the throat. Maru, he has no economy back at home. That's true, but he has a massive army. He's gonna keep going. Zoun, can he slow him down? Can he slow down this push? Warping in more Zealots. Bearing in mind that Maru's pretty all in. Like, Maru, because he lost so much back at home, like, he has to break through. He has to do more damage than this. Clearing one base is not good enough. Going for the nuke. Okay. He's going for the nuke. Zel's collapse in. Massive storm. Nuke is landing. Good amount of probes. Ooh, 13. 13 probes go down. Massive nuke. But Zowny still has a stronger economy. Maru, he needs more. Zoun giving chase. And the Viking count is low now. We're down to 6 Vikings. Low on HP. Another base falls. We can see Zoun coming in from behind. There's only 1 Liberator. Only 1. Now to 2. Zoun going for the base trade, actually just going for the planetary. Okay, it's a rough call to make, but it's a smart one. Remember, Maru's economy is that much weaker. So sure, Maru, he's killing bases, but Zoun has bottom right. And center right as well. And Maru, he has to respond to this. He has to react. And Zoun, he's just out-kiting here. The Colossus, so much damage being dealt. Getting another CC, another planetary, sorry, another command center. Another orbital goes down. Colossus are exposed. Gets 1, gets 2. 1 Colossus left. Forced to engage. And Zoun, can take this fight. Yeah, he can take this fight. He can trade even inefficiently. Now, this is scary. Zoun, he has not rebuilt these bases. He's not rebuilt these expansions. Nice storm. But Zoun, he just lost 3 Nexi, and he's about to lose 2 more. He's about to lose bottom right and center right. This is now getting out of hand. Zoun, he was late to rebuild. He should have. He should have rebuilt these bases. He chose, or he just didn't. It slipped his mind. And now Zoun is in trouble. Because these mining bases are now they're no longer mining. Yeah, the herds are being chased down. Zoun's going for the base trade. More bases are falling. This is on Zoun. He could have re-expanded. And I do favor Maru's main army. Like Zoun, he was so close. He was so close this game. Nice storm. Like Zoun, he can still pull this off, but he's in a lot of danger here. He's in a lot of trouble. Maru's moving in. It all comes down to this one army. This one army for Maru. He's got how many Liberators? 6. He has 6 Liberators. Late to siege. Okay, he's late to siege up. Takes down a good chunk of Liberators. 2 Liberators left. He's doing the DT as well. There's a skin. And Zoun is holding. Zoun, he's barely holding on here. It looks like the army is going to break through. It's going to clean this army up. But we have reinforcements coming in from behind. Yeah, barely comes in from behind. GG gets called. Whew, Zoun, he pulls off the defense. He holds on back at home. And Zoun, he does take down Maru. He gets his revenge from last week. And Zoun, he will win the series for Team Classic. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Zoun, he will claim the series here again. Very close, very clutch. I was concerned that Zoun, he was losing all of his mining bases, but at the same time, he was banking up reinforcements back at home. He had a Colossus, he had a couple of Storms as well. He was able to hold on to that ramp and take a better fight, a more efficient fight. And again, Maru's army, it was one and done. He had no reinforcements on the way. He had no economy on the way either. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, very impressive play there by Zoun, as Zoun will claim the series here, and now he'll win it all for Team Classic. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. A very intense back and forth. Very intense back and forth here. Ay. And with that, we have our final results here. Classic took down Bunny to start the series. As the team captain, he led his team. We had Solo fighting back. Solo took down ByuN in the second game. Solo fighting back for his respective team. True. Then we had the 2v2, Hero and SHIN, that went for their respective all-ins. It was a 1 base all-in at a Hero, a 1.5 base all-in at a SHIN, able to take down Solo and Maru in the 2v2. We had Hero over his opponent, over Rogue in the PvZ. We had Zoun over Maru as well to end the series. A very clutch win there by Zoun. Very intense, very close. And with that, Team Classic claimed the series. GG, well played. Team Classic, they will claim the series, but remember, this was only the first series. We have one more up next, the all-kill format. We're going to be cut to a break. We're going to be cut to a break here, and up next we'll be returning with the all-kill format. It's going to be a best of 9. Bam! You can see the scene switch. It's going to be a best of 9 instead. 9 games up. Yeah. It's only going up to 7 here, but again, up to potentially 9 games. And the starting map is Ruby Rock. We're going to be going on a break. When we come back, we'll have our next series, our best of 9 between Team Classic and Team Solar. See you soon after the break. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon.